Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy Fitzmon TV here, aka G Lauren 33. I am back here. I'm back here tonight with your Monday Night Raw review and results for September 23rd, 2019. I want to welcome everybody back to the podcast here tonight. We are talking Monday Night Raw. All right, we are on the road to Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell is less than 2 weeks away. We're less than 2 weeks away from Comic-Con. All right, I am so excited about that. A lot of cool things happening right now. Got a lot of cool content for you guys. But as usual, let's go through the roundup, the usual stuff. Let's get that out of the way. As always, if you guys want to follow me on social media, talk about wrestling, talk anything like that, the links are in the description down below. Follow me on Twitter at glauren33. Follow me at Instagram at TheRealGLauren. You can also add me on Snapchat at glauren33 as well. All right. This week's schedule, we got the Raw review, which is going on right now, which you guys are watching right now. We also have tomorrow night, most likely, SmackDown Live reviews. I've been much more consistent with the SmackDown Live reviews as of late, so expect another one tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, I'll just be giving you guys news and updates, as we get through the weeks. From now, in a couple weeks, WWE 2K20 drops, so I'll definitely be having a lot of 2K20 videos for you guys planned this year. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to structure that with the schedule of videos. And basically, yeah, that's it. Next week, we got the normal schedule, and then next Wednesday, we have Hell in a Cell predictions and preview, and then October 6th, Hell in a Cell live stream, plus Hell in a Cell review. So that's a little bit of a quick update. AEW will be here in just a couple of weeks. We are just on the beginning, the AEW versus WWE war. Very excited for that. So definitely we're gonna keep your eyes peeled for everything going on in that regard. But Monday Night Raw tonight, it was a terrible show. Not gonna sit here and lie, Monday Night Raw tonight was garbage. This was a painful show to get through. Painful show. All right. And once again, I think I said this last week. I don't know if WWE is just trying to coast, trying to wait till SmackDown gets on Fox. Because SmackDown Live last week was actually a good show. It was actually a good show. All right. But Monday Night Raw, they turn around this week. You think they would build on the momentum that they had with the good SmackDown Live show they had last week? No, they go back to their usual bullcrap, boring, generic Monday Night Raw format. Yes, there was a couple good things on tonight's show. Gable versus Corbin, they had a good rematch, even though it was the same exact match that we saw in the finals of the King of the Ring. Sasha versus Nikki Cross, that was a really good match, even though the match dragged just a little bit, but it was a really good match. And the Fatal 5-Way was amazing. The Fatal 5-Way was actually really good, but the rest of the show was pure garbage. Pure garbage. All right, and the main event, I knew from the second they announced Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman at the beginning of the night. I knew where it was going. I knew Bray Wyatt was going to appear. I knew Bray was going to attack Seth, and then not attack Seth. I knew that Bray was going to attack Braun and add another name to his list. All right, but they're just uncreative. It makes me sick. All right, and I'm going to have to rant a little bit on the women's division, which we'll talk about tonight. But also, another thing, next week, WWE has the season premiere of Monday Night Raw, all right? So usually this happens every single year since, fall is officially here, summer is over. WWE usually around this time starts their season premieres October 1st. Or no, September 30th, I think. I forget. It's here September 30th or October 1st. I got to check the calendar. But next week, Raw has its season premiere. Usually when Raw starts its new cycle. And they're actually building next week's Raw as a pretty big show. We have a Universal Championship match. Seth Rollins will be defending his title. We have a Sasha versus Alexa match. Hulk Hogan will be on next week's show. They also have Ric Flair will be on next week's show. We have We have Brock Lesnar making his return to Monday Night Raw. So they're actually building next week's show as an important one. All right, will it be any good? Probably not. Because remember, they're going to make next week's show all about legends, all about, part-timers, so they can try to get one more good rating in before Hell in a Cell, before SmackDown moves to Fox. And then And then they're going to, I wouldn't be surprised if they bring back The Undertaker or they bring back Stone Cold once again. Wouldn't be surprised. But they're just going to try to bring back these legends, bring back these part-timers to try to get a good rating in before the WWE draft, before Hell in a Cell, before AEW comes. Because we know everything, changes are going to be made. Big changes are going to be made. But Raw tonight was trash. All right, just to get that out of the way. And we're gonna get into it. All right, enough of me. That's just my opening little spiel. But let's get into Monday Night Raw. All right, I don't expect this to be a long review. All right, we're gonna rank here and there, of course. You guys know the deal. You guys, anybody that's been watching me for any amount of time, you guys know how these reviews usually go. But yeah, let's get into it. So basically, the show opened, and I knew the show was going to open like this. I knew where this was going. This show was so damn predictable. It pisses me off. Pisses me off so much. Like I said, the first hour of the show was really painful. Really painful. I'm talking about basically the first, 40 minutes, really. All right? Seth Rollins comes out. Basically the same exact thing they did last week. The same exact thing. It was Seth basically came out there and gave the same promo he did last week about Bray. How he doesn't know how he's gonna, how he deals with the Fiend. He doesn't know what to expect. Yada yada this, yada yada that. Seth is so generic with his promo skills. Back when he was a heel, and back in 2018 when he was on that huge run, right? He was so much more creative. But now that he's been at the top of the mountain all year, he's turned so generic. It's painful. It's painful. Yes, the guy's good. The guy's great in the ring. He's not the best in the world. I hate when he comes out and says that because it's not true. He's not even the best wrestler on Monday Night Raw. But at the end of the day, when Seth comes out and talks on the mic, it just goes in one ear and out the other because he says the same crap each and every single week. All right, he's gonna say yeah, man, I'm facing the Fiend, man. He's scary, he's big, but you guys gotta remember, I'm the Beast Slayer. People said I couldn't defeat Brock Lesnar, and I walked into SummerSlam and did that. People said I couldn't beat the Monster. I'm the Monster Slayer. I walked in the Clash of Champions, and I did that. And now I'm gonna walk into Hell in a Cell and defeat the Fiend. And he has this new catchphrase now. I survived, I prevailed, and I burned it down. Watch next week. Seth's gonna come out with a T-shirt. All right, Seth Rollins sells a lot of merch. You're gonna get it next week. You're gonna get survive, prevail, burn it down. That's gonna be Seth's new T-shirt next week. Since he said it like a million times tonight, it's cringe. It's legit cringe. They legit had him come out and give the same promo he gave last week. The same exact promo. No difference. Nothing. Nada. Cringe. You know what Seth Rollins is becoming? Seth Rollins is becoming the Roman Reigns of 2019. If you look at Roman Reigns from 2015 through 2018, when Roman Reigns was being pushed heavily down our throats, and I came out here every single week, every single Raw and SmackDown Live review, I'll be like, Roman Reigns sucks. He's being pushed down our throats, and the company doesn't know how to use him. We've seen for months since Seth became Universal Champion, since when his momentum slowed down. When Seth beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, that should have flew him to new heights. He should have carried that momentum all through the summer up until now against Bray Wyatt. But no, he's cooled off. He's become generic. He's become stale. And the only reason why we give a shit about Seth Rollins is because the guy's great in the ring. And he's viewed as one of the top dogs in WWE. That's it. That's the only reason why we give a shit about Seth Rollins. He's become the new Roman Reigns. All right? And I'm not saying he's being pushed down our throats. All right? No. But the way his character is written, the way the guy acts in the ring, his mannerisms, everything about Seth Rollins has become cringe. He's this close. If it wasn't for Seth Rollins putting on great matches each and every single week, I would be sitting here and saying Seth Rollins is get off my TV. I would legit be saying that. When I see Seth Rollins, I don't see the same guy. I don't have the same passion for Seth Rollins that I used to have like last year. No, the guy's become cringe. He's basically become the Roman Reigns of 2019. All right? Ever since Roman Reigns has come back from leukemia, the way Roman's been booked, the way Roman's been portrayed on WWE TV, Roman's fresh. All right? And I'm not the biggest Roman Reigns guy. But the thing is, I could stand a lot more from Roman Reigns now than Seth Rollins. Every time I see Seth Rollins, I'm just like, oh, get away from me. Please get off my TV. Because the guy is so generic, so stale. The guy's legit like cardboard when he's on the mic that I just don't care. I just don't care. I don't care about anything that comes out of his mouth. I can't believe he actually came out tonight. Basically, if you watched last week's, compare Seth Rollins' promo from the last week's Raw to this week, you will find no difference. No difference at all. All right? It's mind-boggling to think about that. All right? Go back. Seth was wearing the same exact outfit, the same shirt, the same gray jeans, same boots. That's what it is. Go back and watch Seth's promo from last week and watch this week's promo. There was no difference. If you didn't watch Raw tonight, you didn't miss anything when it came to Seth Rollins. Nothing at all. All right? And then Braun Strowman comes out because Seth mentioned how he defeated Braun at Clash of Champions. Braun comes out. And Braun's like, if you have, and you know, Braun's no better than Seth. Braun's no better than Seth. You know, Braun's legit, you know, a freaking bot when he's on the mic. He's like, oh, if you have something to say to me, Seth, say it to my face. You're going to get these hands. Mind-boggling garbage. Mind-boggling garbage. All right? I absolutely hated this. Hated this segment. It's Strowman and Seth. And the thing about it, you guys just remember, the thing that's crazy to think about is Seth and Braun were Raw Tag Team Champions just 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Seth and Braun were Raw Tag Team Champions. Now, they guys can't stand each other. All right? They guys can't stand each other. Seth looking like an idiot. You know, Seth, Seth just defeated Strowman at Clash of Champions, but then Seth looks like a pussy when he's talking to Strowman. Seth's like, hey, big man, if this is about the Raw Tag Team Champions, Strowman's like, shut your mouth, I'm not done talking. All right? It's like you forget that these two were Raw Tag Team Champions just a couple weeks ago. That's on WWE. They should have never won the Raw Tag Team Championships in the first place. The OC should still be Raw Tag Team Champions right now. But they're not because WWE doesn't know how to book their superstars. You want to throw a random pairing together, and it's like, oh, we're going to give Seth and Braun the Raw Tag Team titles for what? For what? It makes them – look at it. And now they're already broken up, and now they're feuding. Wow. Great job. Great job there, Vince. Make the Raw Tag Team division look strong, especially when you're about to have a WWE draft in less than 3 weeks. Great job, Vince. You're doing a great job running your company. So Braun and Seth, they're talking. It looks like it's about to rain. But, yeah, it's about to rain outside. But Braun and Seth, they're going at it. And Braun basically says, oh, Seth, the way you're talking, you legit said last week that you wouldn't want to fight me again. Like, you were happy. You were very happy that you wouldn't have to fight me again. Seth's like, no, I'm just happy I won't be defending that title anytime soon. The way Seth phrased it, he basically repeated what Strowman said to Seth think before anything comes out of his mouth. Seth doesn't look cool on the mic. Seth looks like a straight-up dumbass. That's what he looks like on the mic these days. He looks like a straight-up dumbass. He does. Seth Rollins on the mic is absolute garbage. Garbage. All right? But basically, Seth's like, oh, I got to deal with this, defending my Universal Championship next week on the season premiere of Raw against the winner of this fatal 5-way. Oh, and then I got to deal with the Fiend at Hell in a Cell. Because Seth, they said, no matter if Seth wins or loses, all right, the Universal Championship on the season premiere of Raw next week, he has to face the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, in Hell in a Cell no matter what, with or without the title on the line. All right, and we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later when we get to the Fatal 5-Way. But the way they make Seth sound on the mic, man, the guy looks like an absolute pussy. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Seth looks like an absolute pussy. Pussy, man. It's sad. It's sad how bad Seth looks on the mic. But basically, the way it is, Seth and Braun to get each other's faces. Braun basically challenges Seth to a match later on tonight. All right, Seth's like, all right, bet I'll fight you later on. Whatever, I don't care. Yes, they had a good match at Clash Champions, but I don't care. I don't want to see another match between these two. Strowman's cringe. Seth is cringe. I don't care how good Seth is in the ring. I don't care if Seth can bring Braun to good matches. I don't care. All right, Braun needs to be moved to SmackDown Live ASAP. I don't even know why they booked. Actually, I do know because I said this earlier. The only reason why they booked that match for tonight was for the Fiend to attack Braun Strowman. That was the only reason. The only reason. Remember, Strowman and the Fiend were, going at it on Twitter a couple weeks back. That was the only reason why we had Seth versus Strowman tonight. No other reason. Just so the Fiend could add Strowman to his list. And I hopefully we'll never have to see a feud between Bray Wyatt and Strowman. Please. Absolute garbage. Hell no. No one wants to see that garbage. All right. But we'll get to we'll talk about Seth and Strowman a little bit later on in the show. But after that, we get into our first match tonight. We had the Viking Raiders versus the OC. I just didn't care about this match. I really didn't. Like, why? Like, yes, it's two great tag teams going at it. It wasn't a bad match, but still, I just really didn't care. This match really had nothing on it for me. I just couldn't get behind it. Really couldn't. But the Viking Raiders pick up the dub. We'll see. I still think they're most likely setting this up for the Raiders to be the challengers for Roode and Gable, but we'll have to wait and see. Basically, throughout the night, what they were doing is they were interviewing each one of the challengers for the Fatal 5-Way match. So, Roode, Mysterio, Ricochet, what's his name? Shinsuke. I'm forgetting the last name. Who was the last name? Who was that fifth guy in the match? AJ Styles. My bad. We had Rusev. Rusev went up against EC3. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of good to see EC3 because the guy's singing catering, man. The guy has some talent. The guy could be a valuable guy in your mid-card. He could be a challenger for an IC or a U.S. title championship, but WWE refuses to use him. Ever since he was called up, he's been ridiculed of catering. You could tell it on his face, man. I feel really bad for EC3. He should have never left Impact. He should have stayed in Impact for a couple months and then went to AEW. The guy's talented. I'm not saying he's world champion material or anything like that, but EC3, he could be a valuable guy in your mid-card division, man. If you're not going to use him, just set him back down to NXT. NXT could use him, man. They could definitely. I would love to see EC3, a babyface EC3 feud with Roderick Strong over the North America Championship. All right? Or you can make EC3 a credible challenger for even Adam Cole in the NXT Championship. EC3 is talented, man, and he's being wasted away on the main roster. But we had Rusev versus EC3. I knew that Rusev was going to win. The way they're doing this is they're trying to build up Rusev as a valuable asset to be used in the WWE draft, which he will be. Yes. But the thing about it is, what do you have planned for Rusev after the WWE draft? It's not like you're going to use him. Rusev has main event caliber talent. Remember that great match he put on against AJ Styles last year when AJ Styles had that, 400, 500-day WWE championship reign? Rusev can be a very, very valuable guy in the main event scene, if not a mid-card division. But, WWE doesn't know how to book him. I don't trust them to book Rusev properly. Rusev looks in amazing shape, though. But we'll see. I don't know which brand Rusev will get drafted on. We'll have to wait until the draft. But Rusev can definitely be a valuable asset to either Raw or SmackDown. But I just don't trust WWE to book him the way he should be. Moving on. We had a backstage interview with Becky Lynch. So Michael Cole interviewed Becky Lynch backstage, and this will go right into the segment after that between Sasha and Nikki Cross. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the women's division, man. But Becky Lynch, there was nothing really special about this backstage interview. Nothing really special. It wasn't bad or anything. I love Becky Lynch. I love Sasha a hell of a lot more. But this was not a bad backstage interview. It was mostly Becky saying stuff that we've already seen her say. She mentioned how, she's happy that Sasha's on a hot streak because she wants to face Sasha at her best. She mentioned how when Sasha first came back, what up, Willie L Gamer? What up, bro? Welcome to the stream. But Becky mentioned how when Sasha first came back, how she tried to take her out with those chair shots because Sasha knows how dangerous Becky is. Becky also mentioned how in the Cell is not meant to keep Bayley out from the ring because Michael mentioned how we've seen in and yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. But what was I gonna say? All right, I remember. They mentioned how Becky mentions how Hell in a Cell, because we've seen in years past how superstars get into Hell in a Cell. Right? It's not impossible. The whole point of Hell in a Cell is not to keep Bayley out of the ring. It's meant to keep Sasha inside the cage where she can't escape. So she mentioned how Sasha was running away from Becky at Clash Champions, even though that match was absolutely fantastic. And I think they can have even a better match, potentially match of the year candidate at Hell in a Cell if given the proper time. But Becky didn't say anything real special about this at all. All right. But there was one thing Becky did say. Becky did say how when she left SmackDown Live, when she dropped the SmackDown Women's Championship, I believe to Charlotte at Money in the Bank. Oh yeah, it was Money in the Bank. When she dropped the SmackDown Women's title, she left the SmackDown Women's division the best it's ever been. I don't believe that. Yes, at that time, that was right after the Superstar Shakeup. Yes, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. SmackDown Live had a fantastic women's division set. All right, you had Bayley, you had Charlotte, you had Ember Moon. And I think Asuka was still on SmackDown Live at that point. So, yes, you had names, but WWE did nothing to make the SmackDown Live women's division look important. Nothing at all. Bayley's title reign, because the fact is they had Alexa Bliss, a superstar from Raw, challenge Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship 2 pay-per-views in a row. But yeah, but Becky wants to say, oh yeah, I left the SmackDown Live Women's division in great condition. No, you didn't. The SmackDown Women's division has been absolute garbage since you left. Absolute garbage. Yes, and most likely, since I'm almost 100% positive Sasha's gonna win the Raw Women's Championship at Hell in a Cell, and Becky's gonna get moved to SmackDown Live during the draft. I'm pretty positive that's what's gonna happen. Yes, Becky Lynch going back to SmackDown Live will help the women's division a lot, no lie. All right, but I'm not gonna say it's gonna put reestablish the prestige in that division. I don't think that at all. We'll have to wait and see how SmackDown Live and Raw change after the draft. But I don't believe that at all with Becky saying, "Oh, I left the SmackDown Women's division in the best condition it's ever been." Yeah, get out of here with that bullcrap. But either way, Becky Lynch's promo tonight, it wasn't terrible at all. All right, it was nothing special. I just, don't like the way they're building Sasha and Becky up for Hell in a Cell. I want to see these two go to war with each other every single week to build the hype. And yet, even though Sasha and Becky doesn't really need that much of a build, I still want to build either way. Right? The way they've had Sasha, and Bayley dealing with this side feud with Nikki and Alexa. All right, it's like they're taking away the focus of Sasha and Becky, and they're thinking that these backstage promos, these backstage interviews are how they're building towards the match. Yes, Sasha versus Becky, like I said, if given the time, I think it could be a match of the year candidate. All right, I expect a damn good match at Hell in a Cell. But I would like some build. I was kind of hoping to get another Sasha versus Becky promo segment. We haven't had one since that fantastic one we had 2 weeks before Clash of Champions, when Sasha said to Becky at Clash of Champions, the man becomes the boss's bitch. line of the year by Sasha. But but I would love to get another promo segment between these two. The only segments we see between them are either with Sasha, Becky, Charlotte, and Bayley fighting in the middle of the ring, or backstage when Sasha's in the locker room, or in the backstage interview area where they're just talking about each other. Can we get more face to face with Sasha and Becky, please? Please, is that too hard to ask for? I was hoping for a contract signing or a promo segment this week or next week, or some kind of pull apart brawl to build more hype towards their match. But hey, we're not really getting it. Maybe something happens on SmackDown Live tomorrow night. Who knows? But we'll have to wait and see. But getting into that, this led right into Sasha versus Nikki Cross. Basically, a continuation of this mini feud between Sasha, Bayley, Alexa, and Nikki. Last week, Sasha and Bayley got the successful victory over the Women's Tag Team Champions. And, Alexa and Nikki don't have any opponents right now. I still don't understand why they haven't done this match, especially with the WWE draft about to take place, unless they're planning on putting Bayley and Sasha on the same brand with Alexa and Nikki. If they're planning on moving Bayley over to Raw, I don't know. But this was a good match. This was a good match. It was back and forth. Definitely the crowd gets behind Nikki. All right. Nikki's not a bad person to root against or root for at all. I just, like I always say, I don't understand what they're doing with Alexa, because Alexa is a heel, Nikki's a babyface. I just don't see where they're going. All right. If you want to turn Alexa babyface, just do it. Like I say every week, just do it. All right. Alexa already gets cheered like a babyface, so why not go all the way and just turn her babyface? I don't see how hard that is. I don't know why WWE just doesn't do that, but whatever. But this was a good match. This was a good match with Sasha and Nikki. Sasha did some very cool heel moves in this match. Nikki definitely, she was getting that babyface sympathy. Yeah, sympathy. I don't know what the hell I was trying to say. But this was a good match. It was some good spots. There was a spot here where Nikki hit a neck breaker on Sasha, and she was going for the pin, but Bayley tries to get on the ring apron to distract the referee. Bayley comes down, pulls off the ring apron, and absolutely hits her with a huge right hand. Alexa Bliss can punch. I'm not going to sit here and lie. And then she whips Bayley into the timekeeper's area. But basically, distraction. Nikki goes for a crossbody, but Sasha reverses it into an amazing bank statement. Sasha, I love her transition to the bank statement, right? It's like every time she comes up with a new, unique one every single week. She basically reverses the crossbody into a beautiful bank statement. Love it. It's another example of Sasha proving that she's the best female wrestler in the world. But Sasha gets Nikki to tap out for a second straight week. And after that, Sasha getting that heel momentum back. The last couple weeks, Sasha didn't look super strong. It wasn't like she was being buried or anything, but her momentum was lacking just a little bit. But after the match, she basically attacks Alexa on the outside of the ring, then brings her in, does the bank statement, all right? And you could tell pretty much everybody's aware that Sasha and Alexa hate each other, all right? They do not like each other at all. Sasha does the bank statement on Alexa, and you can tell you could tell it looked like Alexa didn't even want to sell the bank statement. All right, it looks like Alexa didn't want to sell the bank statement at all. All right, Alexa just had this angry look on her face. Yes, Sasha looks strong. All right, it looks like she may have busted her lip. It looks like Sasha's busting her lip or her nose. She's always getting bloody on some part of her face every single week, but. That's what when you're the best female wrestler in the world, you're definitely gonna you're gonna leave your wars with some battle scars. But they basically then confirmed later on the show that next week on the season premiere of Monday Night Raw, Sasha Banks will go 1-on-1 with Alexa Bliss. That's definitely going to be a match some people like to talk about. We haven't seen Sasha versus Alexa in a long time. All right, long time. I can't remember the last time these two went 1-on-1. Was it last year? I think it was last year. All right. I don't think, or it was back late 2017 when Alexa was still champ. All right, it's been a while since we've seen these two go one-on-one with each other, and we know these two do not like each other, so it's gonna be very interesting. That's something I'm looking forward to. Even though they should be building towards Sasha and Becky, at Hell in a Cell, and they're just doing this mini feud. Sasha has made one half of the women's tag team champions tap out 2 weeks in a row. I expect nothing less. I expect either Sasha will make Alexa tap out next week, or they'll have some kind of DQ happen and have Becky get involved. We'll have to wait and see. The way I predicted this, because we all know how WWE is with Alexa. As much as Sasha has the momentum on her side right now, they're not gonna have Alexa tap out to Sasha. No way. All right, they're not gonna have Alexa tap out, especially with the draft this close. Even though the most logical opponents for Alexa and Nikki would be Sasha and Bayley. That would make the most logical sense. But we'll have to wait and see how they go. But Sasha versus Alexa next week. Most likely what's going to happen is I think Sasha will have Alexa in the bank statement. All right. And then maybe Nikki and Bayley get involved. That will lead to maybe Becky and Charlotte getting involved. And hopefully that leads to some kind of pull apart brawl between Sasha and Becky. That's what I want. Since you're not doing no contract signing, since we're not getting another promo segment, I would just do Sasha versus Becky in a pull apart brawl. That's what I would do. All right. Unless they plan to have Sasha make Alexa tap clean. Because you're not having Sasha lose that close to Hell in a Cell. Like, it's common sense. But it's WWE. All right, but after this, we had a garbage segment, 24/7 championship. Like I always say, I don't mind 24/7 championship, but just keep it on YouTube. Like, it adds no value to these shows at all. You had R-Truth come out there tonight and Carmella. They had, the catering squad, as always, following them, trying to pin R-Truth. But what happens, we see Carmella grabs a mic and she says, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of running, looking over my shoulder 24/7. Like, I'm tired of this. Even though Carmella is not the 24/7 champion, Carmella's complaining that she's tired of all this crap. She doesn't want to have to keep running anymore. And basically, at the end of the day, it was all bait. Because Carmella and R-Truth, they're really good friends. R-Truth goes to give Carmella a hug, saying, I'm sorry that I'm putting you through this every single week. But basically, this was all bait. Carmella, and the thing about it is, I don't know, Carmella 4 weeks later, or 4 months later, because Carmella has been helping R-Truth, defend the 24/7 championship for 4 months now. All right, ever since the title was debuted by Mick Foley, all the way back in the spring. Carmella gets a hint. She rolls up R-Truth, pins him 1, 2, 3 to become 24/7 champion. All right. She's not the first woman superstar to win 24/7 champion. Just go back to Raw Reunion. But they have Carmella win the 24/7 championship. And yet, out of nowhere, we see the female catering squad come into play. We see the of course, I'm always getting called during my reviews. But we see not Carmella. We see Tamina, who returned from injury. Like, I care about Tamina. We have the Iconics come out. Who else? I think I saw Dana Brooke. But we see the female catering squad come out. So you can tell now it seems like the same thing they did with the male 24/7 championship run. It looks like now that's what they're going to do with the female. And now we're going to see Carmella coming up with unique ways to retain the 24/7 championship and defend it each and every single week. I don't care because I don't care. Keep it on YouTube. You want to make it, successful? Yes, do it on YouTube. Don't do it on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. Adds no value. Makes the show look goofy. Easy, simple as that. What else happened on this show? I'm forgetting what. Oh yes, we had Baron Corbin. We had Baron Corbin versus Chad Gable. Basically a rematch of the King of the Ring finals. And the one big thing that I noticed at the beginning of this was They gave Corbin a new Titantron. They gave him some new theme music. It's basically Corbin's usual theme song, but it has a mix of kingly, of like royalty music here and there. It has a mix of that. I like it. I like it for Baron Corbin. I can get with the team already. Corbin already has one of the best teams on the main roster. He already has arguably the best finisher in the entire company. All right, and yes, the way Corbin performed in the King of the Ring, my opinion of him has changed. I don't hate Corbin the same way I did. He's not get off my TV level anymore. And I like this. He came up with the new crown, a beautiful crown. He has the robe, he has a scepter, he has new music, new Titantron. I like it. I like it. But Corbin basically, as King, was like, after this match, I'll never wrestle 5'5" guys again. I'll never be wrestling short guys, et cetera, et cetera. You know how Corbin works. But Corbin and Gable, this was not a bad match at all. This was basically the same exact match they had last week in the King of the Ring finals. All right? Basically the same exact thing. It wasn't a bad match or anything, but honestly, why should I really care? Why should I really care? I enjoyed the match. Chad Gable, he's getting more and more over each and every single week. And I'm liking that. I'm liking to see that Gable's getting a little bit of a push here, and he's getting more and more over with the crowd each and every week with that underdog story they have him do. But honestly, why should I care at the end of the day? Is this going to lead to Gable getting a championship run in the mid-card division? Where are they going with Corbin with this? All right. He is the king. He should be now challenging for one of the world championships, but there's really no spot for him in the main event scene right now, the way it's structured. All right, so I don't know. This was a good match. It was basically the same match we saw from the King of the Ring finals. At the end, we see Gable. He puts the ankle lock on Corbin, and then Corbin takes his scepter and starts beating Gable with it, causing a disqualification. But hey, he's the King of the Ring, so he gets to do whatever the hell he wants. Next up, Sasha and Bayley, they had a backstage promo. Honestly, Bayley didn't do nothing on the show. Nothing on the show. She was just basically Sasha's cheerleader. I think tomorrow night Sasha will be on SmackDown Live again. I think we have Sasha and Bayley going up against Charlotte and Carmella. I think that match was confirmed for tomorrow night. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they, we'll see if they factor in the 24/7 championship into that match. We'll have to wait and see for tomorrow night on SmackDown Live, and I'll make sure I'll cover that tomorrow night on SmackDown Live review, along with everything else going on SmackDown Live. But what else happened? I think next was the Fatal 5-Way between Mysterio, Styles, Ricochet, Rude, and Nakamura. This was a fantastic match. Not going to sit here and lie. This was a fantastic match. They made us wait 2 hours to give us something we actually cared about. Even though Sasha versus Nikki was a great match. Even though Corbin versus Gable was a good match. But they waited 2 hours. And the thing about it is, I knew who was going to win this match before the match even began. Because they had Rey Mysterio come, in Mysterio. Because like I said, they interviewed every single member of this Fatal 5-Way match beforehand in different segments throughout the night. I knew where they were leading with this. I knew they were going down the path of having Mysterio win, because the second Mysterio said, I dedicate this match to my son, I was like, there's no way Mysterio's going to lose this then. No way he's going to lose. All right? And the fact is, Mysterio, out of all the 5 men in this match, Mysterio has looked the strongest in the last couple weeks. I love Rey Mysterio. This was a great match. Mysterio showed that he still got it. He still has that magic. The crowd was behind this match. The only 2 logical winners for this match was either Mysterio or Styles. I wouldn't mind seeing Styles versus Rollins in a classic again. Remember how damn good a match they put on at Money in the Bank earlier this year. I wouldn't mind seeing that again. Even though they should be building up Styles as U.S. title opponent for Hell in a Cell. But it is what it is. But this was a good match. I'm not gonna go through all of the all the points. I kind of want to get out of here really. Raw took out a lot of me. Raw took a lot out of me tonight. But the match ended with Mysterio hitting the 619 and the frog splash on Bobby Roode. And 1, 2, 3, Mysterio gets the victory. Very, very excited for Mysterio, man. I'm very happy he got the victory. Congrats for him. Mysterio versus Rollins is going to be a damn good match next week. But thing about it is, Rollins, they had him have a backstage interview after the match. He congratulates Mysterio. But basically, Rollins mentions that no matter if win, lose, or draw next week, he has to face Wyatt. He has to face the Fiend at Hell in a Cell regardless. So basically, if Mysterio does beat Rollins next week, Mysterio becomes Universal Champion. Rollins will face Wyatt inside Hell in a Cell, no matter what. And the thing about it is, the Fiend has not even the Fiend has not mentioned anything about the Universal Championship. Nothing at all. He's kept his mouth shut. He's just been more focused on Rollins. Speaking of which, we did have a Firefly Funhouse episode tonight. And basically, the theme was sharing. We saw the pig and the rabbit character. They were fighting over a Seth Rollins, action figure. And they're basically talking about how much they love Seth Rollins and how they don't want the Fiend to hurt Seth Rollins. And basically, Bray says the Fiend's not going to hurt Seth at Hell in a Cell. He's trying to protect Seth Rollins. This, that. And then Bray, it was a good episode of the Firefly Funhouse. Not as good as some of the previous weeks, but hey, it is what it is. I knew where they were going with this. This was just going to lead into the main event. Seth, in his backstage promo, basically said how he's going to defeat Strowman tonight. He's going to go on to defeat Mysterio and defend his championship next week on Raw. And then he's going to go and take care of Wyatt inside Hell in a Cell. This leads into the main event. I have nothing to say about Rollins' promo. It was the same generic bullcrap. It's cringe. The guy sucks. Nothing else to say. Simple as that. But moving on into the main event, we have Rollins versus Strowman. Like I said about Corbin and Gable last week in the King of the Ring finals, this was basically almost the same exact match we saw at Clash of Champions. Nothing special at all. Yes, the Clash of Champions match was pretty damn good. This was a good match too, but I didn't care about it. I was barely paying attention because I knew where this was all leading. Strowman destroys Rollins. All right, so way to make your Universal Champion look strong. Way to make him look strong. Congratulations, WWE. Strowman had Rollins in position to end him with a running power slam, but at that moment, we hear the music, we see the lights, the Fiend appear. I knew this was happening. I knew this was the route they were going on from the second they announced Rollins and Strowman at the beginning of the night. Knew it. Knew where they were going. The Fiend attacks Braun Strowman, puts him in the mandible claw. It took Strowman a while to get down all the way on his feet, but with Rollins watching in terror in the corner, once again we see the Fiend. He takes care of Rollins, scares him half to death. Basically, Strowman has all of the moment. Not Strowman, Rollins, not Rollins either. What the hell? The Fiend, Wyatt has all of the momentum going into Hell in a Cell. Well, Rollins, they've given you no indication that Rollins has any hope of surviving the Fiend at Hell in a Cell. No, nothing at all. There's no. The thing about it is, when you think about it, when you look at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view card, there's only really been 3, 4, or maybe 4 matches confirmed. We have Sasha versus Becky inside Hell in a Cell. We have Rollins versus Wyatt inside Hell in a Cell, which will most likely be for the Universal title. As much as I love Mysterio, it would be a complete shock if Mysterio wins the Universal title next week. All right, I'm actually hoping Mysterio wins. All right, I'm actually hoping Mysterio wins next week. All right, but either way, no matter if Mysterio wins or Wyatt wins at Hell in a Cell, Rollins is dropping the Universal title. He's here dropping the title next week on Raw to Mysterio, which is unlikely, or he's dropping the Universal title to Wyatt at Hell in a Cell, which is the much more likely scenario in this case, but we'll have to wait until next week. But Honestly, there's nothing else for me to say, really. Honestly, there's really nothing else for me to say. I don't know what WWE has planned. If because they've made no effort to make Rollins look cool in this build. They've done nothing to make you believe that Rollins has a chance against Wyatt at Hell in a Cell. They've done nothing at all. Rollins has absolutely no momentum going into Hell in a Cell. None. We'll have to wait and see. But there's no way the Bray Wyatt's losing. Are they going to send Rollins to? And I swear, because I'm pretty confident Lesnar's gonna win at Hell in a, at not Lesnar's gonna beat Kofi and become WWE champion. On October 4th, right before Hell in a Cell. But if you look at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view card, you have Sasha versus Becky at Hell in a Cell. You have Wyatt versus Rollins, which will most likely be for the Universal title, unless Mysterio wins next week, which is unlikely, but we'll have to wait and see. We have other than that, that's the only two real matches that have been confirmed for this card. I'm willing to bet most likely we'll have, Bayley versus Charlotte announced for Hell in a Cell. But other than that, there's not really any matches. I don't see, because if Brock does win the WWE Championship, if he indeed wins the title next week on October 4th, then he's not. I don't see why or no. I don't see Lesnar going in the Hell in a Cell 2 days later and defending the title again, unless they give Kofi a rematch at Hell in a Cell. But I just don't see that happening. So if you look at this card, there's only really been 2 matches announced, 3 really. I don't see where they're going. I'm just trying to think about it now. Maybe they do the War Raiders versus Rude and Ziggler. Maybe they're planning that. Maybe they're doing a rematch with Styles and Alexander. Shinsuke doesn't really have an opponent lined up, unless they're planning on doing Mustafa Ali versus Shinsuke. I don't know. But and for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, maybe they're gonna do a New Day versus Revival rematch. The thing about it is, Hell in a Cell is less than 2 weeks away, and there's only really been 3 matches confirmed for this card. That just shows WWE does not have its priorities set up. They have no idea what the hell they're doing, no idea where they want to go. It's absolute pure garbage. Pure garbage. But hopefully AEW, when AEW finally comes in the next couple weeks, finally AEW will tell WWE to get their freaking act together. All right. But other than that, that's about all I got for you guys today. That's the end of tonight's review. I want to thank you guys for coming through. Like I said, what I brought today was pure garbage. Pure garbage. Nothing really happened on the show. Next week with the season premiere of Raw, that's definitely gonna be a show. We need to look for. We have Hulk Hogan coming back. Not excited for that. Hulk Hogan actually got booed tonight when they announced Hulk Hogan being on Miz TV with Ric Flair and the Miz next week. Hogan got booed. Ric Flair will be there. It'll be interesting to see. Are they setting up Bray Wyatt to take out both Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan? That would be something. I wouldn't mind seeing that, as long as Hogan and Flair's, with their health conditions, if they can take, stuff like that, if they can handle, if stuff like that their body can handle, yes. I would love to see the Fiend take out Hogan and Flair next week on Miz TV. We have Rollins versus Mysterio for the Universal Championship, which I expect to be a damn good match. We have Sasha versus Alexa. That's going to be interesting. Hopefully they do something big to build towards Sasha and Becky at Hell in a Cell. But other than that, yes, Brock Lesnar will be appearing on Raw next week, so we'll have to wait and see what they have planned for that. I expect Kofi to most likely be on the card somewhere. I swear, I'm just thinking right now, if they plan to have Rollins drop the Universal title so he can go to SmackDown Live and feud with Lesnar over the WWE Championship, there's going to be issues. I hope that's not what WWE is planning. Or I could definitely see them putting Lesnar versus Strowman again. Oh, garbage. We'll have to wait and see where they're going with that. But, I'm trying not to think about it too much. But either way, next week we have the season premiere of Raw. That'll definitely be an important show we'll have to focus on. So make sure you guys are back here next week for the season premiere of Raw. As always, I'll be back here tomorrow night for the SmackDown Live review. So hopefully you guys are here for that. The links to my social media are down in the description down below. Follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. You guys know the deal with that. Other than that, that's about all I got for you guys today. I want to thank you guys for once again coming through to the stream. Hopefully, I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the SmackDown Live review. I want to thank you guys for all the love and the support. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and enable notifications by clicking the bell right next to my name, FIEND TV, so you guys are notified every time I post a new video. All right, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a great night. Peace.